Hey everybody, it is March 31st. Tomorrow, part of the desert out by my house opens up for shed hunting.
Hello?
We killed him.
You did?
Yes.
Really?
Took 2.5 hours of freaking chasing him across the hills, but we finally killed him. I shot a buck. Got a tell-two point. I was watching him go down. Oh, I'm freaking out. Yes. So we're gonna go hit it. There's still like a foot of snow on the ground, but I don't know, hopefully the elk have dropped recent and hopefully it's still on top of the snow. This is what I'm doing. I'm trying to take my plow off my four-wheeler, but my garage, so there's the plow on the four-wheeler, but my garage flooded like a couple weeks ago. So we've got like 3 inches of ice in my garage. It's not really affecting anything. Everything I have that's on the ground is not gonna get damaged by it, but it's just kind of annoying, but there's not really much we can do about it until it thaws out. So I'm currently ice skating and trying to take the plow off, but it's all right. We're gonna get it done and we're gonna go for a little hike tomorrow and hopefully we can find some horns or at least find some elk, and hopefully they had a good winter and hopefully they're not all dead. So that's the hope, but we'll see how this goes and get this plow off and we'll see you in the morning. All right, everybody, it's opening day of shed season out in this desert kind of by my house, and we're headed out. Cameron's gonna meet me out there. You guys have seen him on the channel here and there, and it should be a good time. There's a decent amount of snow out here. I brought the four-wheeler hoping that that'll do better than my truck, but we're about to go shed hunting and hopefully it goes well. It's April 1st, so I think only about half of the elk have dropped, if that. So hopefully we can find some. But so far there's not a lot of people out here. Hey everybody, we're out here, we're unloaded. We got 5 minutes till we can technically go in. I always come to the same gate because there's never anybody here. Maybe that's a bad reason to come to this gate, but here we are. So hopefully we find some today. All right, so here's the update. We've been busting through drifts pretty much the whole way. Cameron's pushed the four-wheeler probably 3/4 of the way. We're like 3 miles in, but we haven't seen any tracks. No deer tracks, no elk tracks. Usually this time of year, it's like spring hot. There's ticks out here, and this year there's still like over a foot of snow in some places. So definitely different, but hopefully we can find the animals. Hopefully they're out here. If they're not out here, I don't know where they went. We found a bachelor group of bulls. It looks like about half of them have shed, half of them haven't. One's a nice big 6. And there's a decent 5 and a couple raghorns that still have horns, but there's at least 3 that have shed. All 4 of them that I can see right now don't have horns.
Yeah. And they're not cows.
Maybe wait until they drop behind that hill and then let's start moving closer, see if we can get a better look at them.
They're farther than I thought they were.
Oh yeah, I wasn't kidding when I said 1 mile and a foot of snow. Our snow geese. a couple. There's at least two there. A lot of pterodactyls. So the plan now is we're gonna get on the closest ridge to them and just kind of sit and watch. My guess is they've kind of been hanging out in that same area, so I bet there's at least a few horns in that little area they're in. We haven't been seeing any tracks, so I think a lot of them are just sitting tight, but we're gonna just slowly move up to this next ridge and then just kind of sit, I think. Alright guys, we got in close to these bulls, and actually 4 of them have dropped. One's just regrown so much that it already looked like it had horns, but he's already got 1.5 foot of like big velvet, so he's big. So there's at least 8 sheds around here somewhere, but they're all bedded. Well, half of them are bedded, so we're just kind of sitting watching. There's one big one that's bedded. Hopefully he just shakes them off today. So we ended up just standing up and kind of letting those bulls walk up over the ridge, and we didn't want to push them out, so we kind of just stood up, let them see us, and let them mosey on over. They do look really healthy though, surprisingly. All of them look really fat. None of them look like they're struggling for food, which is good. Got over here though, and there's a lot of bushes that are tore up, so we're hoping that they've been in this area for a while. So hopefully we can scoop some up. Well guys, we are in the spot where we had them bedded, and there's not a ton of tracks over here, so I don't know how long they've been in this exact spot, but there are quite a few bushes that have been beat up, so they've at least passed through here and there. But I kind of got a hint of them. It's been a minute. Love that smell. We're just gonna kind of grid this a little bit and see what kind of sign we can find. See if they've been around here very long. All right, well, Cameron found blood, so there's a couple drops there, a little bit over there. So there's obviously horns somewhere close. Well, everybody, been hiking for probably at least a couple miles in the snow, and found those tracks, found some blood, but we can't figure out where they came in from. We think they've been roughly in this area, but not really held down. I think they've been moving around quite a bit, so it's hard to know where those sheds could be. Just kind of hiking around. There's a big basin in here. Cameron's up on the ridges, and I chose to go down through the bottom. We're gonna hike around in this basin and found plenty of tracks or any sign of them being in here. And there's a good chance somebody else just bumped them in here today. This desert opens up today, and there's not a ton of people that hit it, but there are always people that hit it. So I saw like 15 trucks on the way in probably, but I haven't seen anybody since we've been out here. We've been busting through some snow, so crazy how much snow there is though. I just got these gators, brand new. This is the first trip out with them, and they're already broken, so probably gonna have to end up sending them back. Which kind of sucks. I was excited about them. but I ended up going a different route for gators. Hey everybody, we are back out here looking for elk sheds again. It's been about 3 weeks since we came out. Most everything's burned off. Rock chuck skull. But most everything's burned off. There's not any snow out here. A little bit muddy. But we're back to the place right now where we saw those like 7 bulls bedded. It's me and my dad out here. Cameron and his wife Chillette are supposed to be showing up anytime, but we're out here kind of getting a head start. And we've seen 4 elk on the ride in, and hopefully we can find some horns. Found a little cottontail. Season on them just closed like 2 weeks ago, or else I'd pop him, because those little guys are tasty. But season just closed, so he gets a free pass. Now if we find his cousin the jackrabbit, that's a whole new story. Lots and lots and lots of elk tracks, lots of poop. Tons of sign. No horns yet, but that's all right. Just gonna kind of keep blazing through all this. These like little rolling hills. See if we can't turn something up. But I don't know. I don't really care. Even if we don't find anything, I just love getting out. I'll flip this around. This is kind of what it looks like through all these hills. There's like so many tracks right here. And that's all just tracks. Yeah. This is what we're dealing with. Just like little rolling hills. It's actually super fun to shed hunt this stuff because it's just so easy hiking. You can come out here with anybody, kids, whatever, and it's just super easy hiking. So, love getting out. Hope we find some, but even if we don't, it's just super nice, beautiful day. Good day to get out and ride the mini bike and the 4-wheeler and look for horns. But seen 1 coyote, seen 4 elk, cottontail. Just nice to get out and see some critters. All right, guys, we've probably walked like 3.5, 4 miles, just zigzagging through this stuff. We just came into a little pocket and there's literally poop and tracks everywhere. So I definitely think they spent some time here. We're gonna zigzag this pocket pretty good. Just make sure we're not missing anything. But the problem with out here is there's just so much dang country and so many places that they could be that you could walk for miles and miles and miles and miles. I mean, there's just poop and tracks everywhere. You could walk forever without finding anything. I think we'll give it another 20 minutes or so here, zigzag through this pocket, and then if we don't find anything here, probably go get the 4-wheeler and the bike and go further north to where we saw a huge group a few weeks ago. Probably go hit that and give that a shot, but oh, I think I just found one. Hey, I got one. Yeah, I just found one. Heck yeah. Hey, I got one. Woo-wee. Yeah, baby. Get some pictures and stuff before I pick her up, but I got one. All right. There she is. Wait for Dad to come over before I pick it up. I knew there had to be one in here. Yeah. Yeah. No. No, I saw it right there when I yelled at you. But if there's one in here, there's got to be more. Yep. This is the first shed of the year. Brown elk shed. Not very big, but got a little character. Got double tine coming in. There's a lot of sign right here, so we'll just probably keep looking through here for a little bit. That's my first desert shed out of 3 times I've come out here.
Nice.
So that's good. All right, everybody. We are still kind of in the same general area where I found that one. I don't know, within a half a mile of it, I guess, but there's some sagebrush and stuff that has been completely trashed. But we're like 50 yards from a road now. That's one that's just hammered. I mean, we're like 50 yards from a road now, but I don't really care because I don't think too many people have been out here. I'm gonna kind of grid this area a little bit, and then it looks like a lot of these elk probably hung off back to the east a little bit too. There's like a little cove back in there that I kind of want to go hit. So gonna kind of grid this by this road, and chances are we won't see anything or find anything because it's so close to the road, but you never know. So we're gonna grid this and then probably head back to the east a little bit and in that bowl. And if we don't find anything there, we'll probably head back to the bikes and probably, yeah, see all the tracks right here, they're all on top of any four or anything that's been on that road, so not overly worried about it. There's so many tracks and so much sign through here, it's ridiculous. Just found the one so far. Cameron just called me and said that he thinks he watched one drop. I was like, my hat feels weird. It's because I have a beanie on it too. But he thinks he said he watched a big 6-point drop one side. But he said he's not sure if he can find it because he said it was like a mile away when he saw it drop. And it's just out in the sagebrush. So it's really tough to make landmarks and identify where exactly it is out in this stuff. So hopefully he can find that. There's just so many tracks through here, it's crazy. I'm on the mini bike, Dad's on the 4-wheeler. We're headed to another spot real quick. Gonna see if it's worth trying and then probably head back. All right, we just got to a new spot. Just parked the motorcycles and came around a corner down there and I saw like 8 cows up on this ridge, and so I was like, well, there they are. And this is pretty much where we had planned on coming anyways. This is the ridge where Cameron and I saw a bunch. So we'll walk around out here for a bit and then probably call it and head back if we don't find anything. We've got one elk out in front of us that's moving, but you can tell that the head's been bleeding. You can see a bunch of red on the top of its head, and my bet is it's shed recently. And then you can see about 10 or 15 more elk off in the distance, but we're gonna kind of mosey towards that one. But I guess Cameron told me that there's 2 other people out here. Well, there's a bush down here that's just shredded. Holy cow, I'll have to show you this when I get to it. Yeah, there's a bush. It's just shredded. I guess there's one other person out here with his wife, or a guy and a girl. But I don't think a lot of people come out here, but it's also really tough shit hunting. There's not a lot of horns for how much you end up walking. There's got to be a horn in here. There's bushes just shredded everywhere. Dad found a badger skull. Well guys, I think we're making a big loop right now, and we just saw like 20 deer out here in the flat. So we're gonna kind of loop out where those elk went, around to where those deer were, and back to the 4-wheeler. Probably call it. It's just like so much country out here. Those elk and those deer can cover so much ground. But I mean, we're at 6 miles and we're at 6 miles for today. Like between, well, I'm at 6. I think everybody's probably about at 6. And there's 4 of us. And I've got 1 brown, and Cameron found 1 chalk. So there's horns out here, there's elk out here, but I think it is few and far between and very limited amount of horns. So still fun to get out. Nice to get out hiking, but I think we're about done.